fans in attendance. And now Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, he'll take strike one from Steven Matz. 4 for 13 in that series in Kansas City. Wait till you see some of the other numbers for some of these Rangers hitters. It was an offensive.
What kind of offense we saw in Kansas City, maybe a little bit different than what you're used to seeing. Not so much relying on the long ball and power. And listen, we got a little taste of that in Kansas City in the opening series.
Ground ball, third base. Biggio in even with a bag and takes care of Kiner-Falefa, one away. Designated hitter for the Rangers in this their fourth game.
Yeah, we touched on it a little bit.
All right, well, let's take a look at the lineup. Rangers field batting third. Then it's Nick Solak, Nate Lowe, and Jose Trevino in the heart of things. Brock Holt, the DH. Eli White.
Touched on it a little bit as far as what Ranger fans can expect, at least here early on. No Chris Davis, he's hurt. Willie Calhoun bats this year. But so far it's been a little bit more of a revolving door and giving some guys a little bit of a breather, getting them off their feet, but still having the bat in the lineup.
0-2 the count, and Matz feels very high. Dahl.
Guy that is looking for a comeback season. 2020 did not go particularly well in the 9 games that he pitched for the New York Mets in ERA.
So this is the first game in this ballpark in 2021. Last year, the first game ever played.
And so he did it against the Rangers, and then he did it for the Rangers in his first game in a Ranger uniform in Kansas City. And actually the third time that he's done that in free agency. Not sure he would have got the innings he needed in New York.
Oh, he got the corner there on Dahl. And that strikeout is the second out of the inning.
From this lefty.
Breaking ball to Gallo in their first. But also 5 walks in that series. Matz working relatively quickly and deals low, 2-1. In 30 2/3 innings, just a phenomenal rate. And he finds a corner, and that'll even things up. 2-2 to Joey. And strike 3 called. So
that is better than another. But for Steven Matz, nothing really working for him in 2020.
Trevino. Matz was perfect in the first inning. And he strikes out Solak on 3 pitches. That's 3 straight strikeouts for Matz as well. 1 out, and now Nate Lowe. Solak in the cleanup spot today. Then Nate Lowe and Jose Trevino. Matz was perfect in the first inning. Strikeouts for Matz as well.
Steven Matz looking pretty good. He started it, a tiny bit of tail at the very end, but you can see Nick Solak getting tied up by Steven Matz.
1 out, and now Nate Lowe.
Quiet, Dad.
Okay, Boomer. This is the response I got mostly. Matz looks like he's working with some purpose this afternoon. And this one
last year was a bad one. He's a year away from free agency, so the idea of putting together a big season certainly would reap some big rewards for Steven Matz.
Kansas City, but was 4 for 9 in the first 2 games. He takes us to the opener on Thursday. He had 3 hits. Was this one foul?
And you will see him in there. We ask.
No, Rangers looking to get their first base runner this afternoon. The home opener. 20. $4 hot dog day coming up. I'll tell you about that in a minute. That looked pretty. 1 o'clock start on Wednesday, so late lunch. Or you just get in early of a midweek afternoon at the ballpark. 0-2 pitch, and Holt. Chevy game break. Let's check in with Sarah Merrifield.
Thanks, Dave. Well, the Angels and White Sox were tied at 4 in the 9th last night until Jared Walsh for a walk-off win over the White Sox.
All right, so what do you make of that Jared Walsh reaction? Like he was, I couldn't tell at first when he hit it. I said, "Do we hit the home?"
A dropped third strikeout that turned into a 2-run error.
That's right.
When it was thrown past first, and then he was too long.
No doubt. Which is usually the opposite of the way Joe Madden manages.
1-2 to Eli White. Ground ball, shortstop. Well, maybe it'll be Charlie Culberson who gets it going for this offense. Charlie's second start of the season. He was 0 for 4 in Kansas City.
And how about Charlie Culberson on the other end, getting there just in time and getting that tag down. Fantastic play all the way around.
Into left field, base hit. The Rangers had their first runner of the afternoon.
On the middle against Steven Matz.
For a ball. Talked about it a little bit in Kansas City, how this team wants to be more aggressive on the bases.
Do with Fulte.
I think it's probably fair. There's no doubt that those guys are feeling some emotion today. It's so nice to see this ballpark filled with Ranger fans for the first time.
Ground ball to first. That one trickles through base after being hit by the pitch.
"14 seasons. And that's when Miguel Cabrera did it. So listen, you always like getting off to a good start. And Joey Gallo certainly has, doing both of the things really well. Hitting and strike zone recognition and not chasing and drawing those walks.
I guess bat to ball guy, good bat control. There is some power in there too. At first, the Rangers down 4-0. And he shoots this up the middle. That'll pick up another RBI.
In scoring position, not with the red hot bat that Nate Lowe swung.
Where rallies involved, 5, 6, 7 hitters. It's not just sitting around waiting for
balls in the gap because of how big the outfield is are going to get down. And so contact is going to be key to this Rangers offense. And we've seen
one run across. The idea of cashing in at least one more of these base runners right now would be huge. Rangers baseball on Bally Sports. Rangers baseball on Bally Sports is brought to you by TXU. I don't know, Rangers trail by 3 as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Great to have you along with us. This is Eli White and Charlie Culberson. Good looking pitch. Bussin'. What he's been doing. 1-2 the count. Holt 0 for 1, flied out to left field.
Matz having himself a pretty good day here. Take a look at this pitch to Brock Holt at 86 from Steven Matz. Left on left changeup, so rare and so difficult for a lot of lefties to hit.
Matz really keeping the pitch count in check all day today. Rangers have not pushed him too hard to this point.
6.
He went to the big part of the park, too, the old home runs, right? That used to have to hit a ball over that.
To Nelson Cruz, I would contend he has the best laugh in Major League Baseball. Have you ever heard Nelly laugh?
Well, let me ask you guys a question about Nelly, though. I found myself looking up Albert Pujols' age last night.
Yeah.
No way.
They're the same age.
No.
Nelly seems like 1-1 to Culberson. And a broken bat roller, shortstop. Bichette to second for one. And
he knew that he really didn't have much of a chance. Good job by Bichette as he fields that ball on the run. But watch Marcus Semien. He's kind of just almost like a prayer throw.
Who got the Rangers offense off the mat with that base hit in the fourth inning. And he hits this ball hard down the left field line, foul.
We'll sight with Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. He is really coming to his own. We saw it last year and we're seeing it this year. This is the home run that he hit in Kansas City. The power game, when we first were introduced to him a couple of years ago, it wasn't even really part of the conversation. He's a good defender.
You know, obviously we have an identity that we want to create here. You know, we talk about culture a lot. We talk about the way we play. And the guy that and I want you guys to talk amongst each other, man. You know, praise your teammates. There's a lot of good things today. That was a well-played baseball game.
This Rangers tradition, of course, the marketing slogan this year, straight up Texas. And what could be more straight up Texas than a Texas flag?
Backup. They run pretty deep at the catcher position throughout their system. Do the Toronto Blue Jays, but
just stopped.
Through deep into the game. For him, we mentioned a really tough year for him, and he ended up missing some time too. That was part of the Steven Matz situation. It looked like the left-on-left changeup. That one cut a little bit away from David Dahl. There's a good look at the grip. And you think about turning a changeup over and it usually going in the other direction. It may not have been intentional. To lefties, and so I don't throw my changeup to lefties. Who does that? And he's like, well, why not? And that was the depth of the conversation.
Paul, back-to-back strikeouts, and Matz seems to be getting stronger as the game wears on.
Missing bad than just missing by a little bit, the way that Steven Matz did right there. But I wonder for fans, Dave, when we were here, I told you I stopped in on Monday when they had the exhibition against the Brewers. We were not calling that game. There was about 12,000 people here and had kind of a feeling come over. Time now for our Baylor Scott.